Hey, 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 everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is. It is that time of year. For the XXL 2019 Freshman Freestyles, ciphers are around the corner. And just before that, before I rank those, I'm going to be ranking the freestyles that have come out from all of the members of the freshman class. As you may remember, everyone on the XXL freshman cover, they're allowed to come forward, spit a freestyle on video. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good. And I'm ranking them here in this class from worst to best. Okay? Let's start with the first one, the worst one, in my view. We're going to go with YK Osiris's freestyle. It was terrible. The flow wasn't there. The lyrics were trash. He was trying to sing the whole time, but yet he could not hold a tune. It was so awful to listen to. I actually didn't even finish it. I literally just clicked away in pure disgust. This was easily one of the worst freshman freestyles I've ever heard, ever, in the whole series. Please do not do this again. If I were to go back and watch all the freshman freestyles from the beginning, I may in fact be able to argue that this is the worst freshman freestyle that has ever been put out. This was awful. This was awful. Moving on from there, we have Not Available, Arawak, Blueface Gunna. Now, you guys may remember for the last one, Trippie Redd did not participate in the freestyles. So I kind of gave him technically like the worst one because, hey, you know what? You miss all of the shots that you don't take. The worst thing you could do is not participate, is not show up. But honestly, I feel like YK Osiris really expanded the floor here. In fact, you could do worse than just not doing it all, and that's what that was, I guess. But still, not saying this is that much better than failing miserably, going down like a Led Zeppelin in flames. This is still pretty bad because who is included in this trio are two of the artists whose freestyles I was most excited to view and listen to. Now, I will give it to XXL that they have tried to expand the content that surrounds the freshmen this year because you have the mean comments and you have the ABCs, so they're coming up with these other cute little, I guess, little segments they can have each one of them participate in. But dude, I want to hear the freestyles. And a Blueface freestyle would have been great. A Arawak freestyle, she already freestyles on social media. We already know she can freestyle. We already know she's a very good rapper. Why would you not do this? Maybe there was a scheduling something, maybe it was a personal thing. I don't know. I can't imagine it would have been because she thought that she couldn't or that it wouldn't be worth it or something, because she's a very talented, capable rapper. Probably would have come out with the best freestyle of these three. I'm not exactly sad I'm not hearing a Gunna freestyle right now. He undoubtedly would have not sounded good at all without a beat, but still, Blueface and Arawak, I will eliminate the space there for anybody who's triggered. I apologize for that, but still, two freestyles I was really hoping to listen to, not hear at all. So very sad. So that was a next worst. Next worst. Moving on from there, we have Lil Mosey's freestyle, which was kind of slow and mumbly and underwhelming and boring and not all that lyrical. It was one of the most humdrum and one-dimensional of the freestyles, utterly forgettable, and really nothing of note to even bring up. So moving on from there, Roddy Ricch. I will say this is the point at which the freestyles start to get kind of decent. While Roddy's didn't exactly blow me away, as far as these rappers go who are doing a blend of rapping and singing, he actually held a tune. He kept a pretty consistent flow, and he had a pretty focused idea in his lyrics. I mean, sure, it was sort of a story and a theme that you hear in a lot of rap songs of, you know, just basically coming up from nothing, dealing drugs, a host of other things. I mean, it's something that we're familiar with at this point, but still, I feel like he kind of held his own as far as a freestyle of this style goes. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It didn't blow me away, but it certainly was no YK Osiris either. Moving on from there, Comethicene, who I have to give it to Comethicene. I thought he was going to come out on the lower end of the rankings here, but he actually kind of pulled through in the middle. I will mostly give that to him due to the pure aggression that he came at this freestyle with. Like usual with Comethicene, not a whole lot to the lyrics, and he's kind of got that edgy, angry delivery where he's just trying a little too hard. By comparison, I feel like that performance style just comes out of someone like Rico Nasty so much more naturally, whereas like Comethicene is just, he's so jittery, he's so clenched tooth, and he's so on edge. It's like, whoa, man. Whoa, dude. But still, the flow was certainly there. Performance was there. As far as his lyrics and articulation, just the force with which he got through his freestyle, he was just laser focused through this thing, and I definitely appreciated that. You know, it was certainly a breath of fresh air from a few of the lazier and more comatose freestyles earlier in the ranking here. So let's move on to the next one. We have DaBaby, who actually had one of the longer freestyles of the bunch, but and even though I appreciated that and I liked his attitude, I didn't think the flow was quite there. I mean, I like the dude's personality. I like his energy. I like how cold-blooded some of his lyrics are. I like how humorous the guy is occasionally, as he was in this freestyle too. But for somebody who was bragging about flow right off the bat, this freestyle did not have pacing that was all that great. I'll say that. It had some of the weaker pacing of all the freestyles here, but still, I feel like there were other factors that sort of overcame that and made this one of the more impressive freestyles of the bunch, I suppose. All right, moving on from there. Now I feel like we're moving into the freestyles that were really kind of the best of the best, enjoyable throughout, didn't really have a whole lot of issues with them generally. First, we're going to kick off with Rico Nasty here. Her performance was great. She was badass. She was just hitting us with that angry, raspy cigarette voice, which she does so well. I feel like there were some very essential moments during this freestyle where she pulled it back a little bit. She didn't go as hard as possible throughout the entire thing. She kind of gave us some highs and lows. It was a bit of an emotional roller coaster across this thing, talking about people copying her, a bunch of other stuff as well. I thought it was pretty sharp lyrically. I thought while the flow was a little fluid, her energy and the fact that she's just such an animated rapper, she's such a character in a way, every bit of a change in pace to the flow in her freestyle, you know, just sort of held on to me because it's like she's sort of acting it out. You know, she's just so chock full of personality. So really loved the Rico Nasty freestyle. Definitely one of the better ones here, no question. Moving on from there, we have YBN Corday. His freestyle was one of the shorter ones here, but it was also one of the most laser-focused. It was also, I think, one of the more understated, too. Dude didn't really go all out as far as the energy and attitude on this one, but still, he had some of the most tight and consistent rhyming of any freestyle here. He had lots of internal rhymes as well. A lot of the wordplay was incredibly clever. I just think that a bit more oomph in his delivery could have really put it over. We'll also say this dude's new project is coming out very soon. It's one of the most highly anticipated of the year for me, and this freestyle certainly has me pretty hyped for that. So the Corday freestyle, as expected, came out toward the top because, again, flow is great, lyrics were fantastic, maybe not the best I've ever heard, but as predicted, some of the best in the entire freestyle ranking. All he really had to do was beat out his opponents, and that he did. Which I think finally brings me to my favorite freestyle of the bunch. Yeah, that would be my favorite freestyle of the bunch, and that was the Megan the Stallion freestyle. Now, I will say there were some elements of let's say, Corday's freestyle or Rico Nasty's freestyle that I liked more than Megan's. But I thought that Megan coming into this one was a really great all-arounder. I think Megan pulled through with the top spot for having just enough of everything to come out ahead. I feel like she had a great flow. It was a pretty husky freestyle as well. She didn't like dip after a little bit. It was a good length. I think that her bold personality, which already shows through her music, came through here as well. It was, I'll say, very funny. It was very sassy. It was very in your face. It was unapologetic. It was just bad bitch to the core. Sorry, I have to kind of look at myself sometimes. I'm like, what am I saying? I thought her lyrics were sharp. I thought her rhymes were there. Again, everything was so good and so consistent across Megan's freestyle. There wasn't any one thing in it that I thought lacked, you know, and I could say every freestyle up until this point was at least lacking or missing a little bit of something. And I can't say that was the case for the Megan freestyle. Now, overall, I think this might kind of say something about the XXL freestyles for this year. I mean, I feel like the best freestyle really should be a freestyle that is really like, is like cream of the crop sort of thing. I think, even though I am happy with this freshman class, I do think this is one of the weaker batches of freestyles, honestly. It was incredibly disappointing to have 3 of the freshmen not participating in this at all. On top of that, the worst ones really were some of the worst of all the freshman freestyles, period. A lot of the mid-tier ones were pretty underwhelming or average or didn't really reveal anything about the artist who was actually performing the freestyle. And the best ones were all very good, but I feel like each artist sort of performed as expected. Didn't really surpass my expectations for any of them. And there wasn't really anybody in this list that surprised me. I mean, I can remember for the 2017 batch of XXL freshman freestyles, there was that PNB Rock freestyle that I wasn't expecting it was going to be as good as it was. There wasn't really a dark horse, you know, in this bunch, in this class this year. So again, I'm relatively happy with the freestyles that ended up on top in this list. They're good, they're fine, they're cool. But I was kind of hoping for a little something extra from Corday, from Rico, from Megan, and as much as I did like what they did, I don't really feel like I got that. And again, that, along with a few other things, have contributed to this feeling that this is one of the weaker batches of freestyles, and that's it. So that's going to be it, everybody. Thank you for watching. This has been my personal ranking of worst to best of the XXL 2019 freshman freestyles. Let me know what you thought of them down in the comments section. How would you rank them from worst to best? Who had the best one? Who had the worst one? Let me know. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, XXL, freshman 2019, forever.